Okay, apparently you guys really like Sonic content compared to everything else on my channel, which is kind of funny. But hello and welcome back to another episode. So I thought I'd change things up a little bit because I've been doing a bunch of horror games and other things. I thought we'd change things up a little bit. So, I was having like a normal thought, like, what should I do? And it was like, oh yeah, you know what we should do? There was this really cool Sonic 3 Air mod. If you don't know what Sonic 3 Air, it's basically a better version of the Sega Mega Drive, which is on Steam and stuff. You just use a file from that and put it in Sonic 3 Air, and it's got a better frame rate. You can easily use mods. The mods are really easy to put on there, and achievements and unlockables for people who do extra. So we're gonna talk about this mod here, which it's honestly one of the coolest and most expressive mods I've seen Sonic take. I just click the mod, and I just go into this thing. It's gotta be one of the most expressive Sonic mods I've ever seen for a game. And if you're curious about it right now, I'm not actually. I recorded this and I'm talking over it right now. So basically you get the first cutscene and you hop right into this and you see everything's different. The drop dash has gotten like a cool new rework, and it's got like arrows behind Sonic, and we have the rings, the giant rings, which are smaller now and have a rainbow color. Instead of teleporting you into a special stage where you can collect the Chaos Emeralds, they just give you this thing called a Super Rush, which is basically speed shoes with invincibility. So it's basically like Super Sonic, but you only get it for a short amount of period of time. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword in a way. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. A ring pops out after the Act 1 boss, which you can, I think, hit. I don't know. I don't know if it just bursts out or if you have to hit it. It just happens, and it gives you a bunch of rings. Now, for this mod, the Act 1 and Act 2 for the zone are connected. There's no sign in between it, and you don't get score. It's score for both of the zones, which is both of the acts, which is, it's interesting to think about, but I'd rather just have 2 acts than go through the entire zone. Also, the Super Rush gives Sonic like an after image, which is rainbow, which I think is really neat, and it makes the sky go dark in the background. I don't know how they did it, but really cool, man, really cool. The shields have also gotten an upgrade. Each one has a redesign and reanimation, and they all look really neat. And the fire shield leaves like a fire trail behind it, which it didn't do before. The bubble shield, you can see the bubbles come off of it, and the electric shield looks like something like a radio wave, which is super cool. This mod has new boss effects for the bosses. Like Scrap 'em comes on screen, and it tells you the name of the boss, and even says destroyed when you destroy the boss, which is, I think that's a really cool feature that they added, and it makes me think of some other Sonic fan games that have done that too. So, you know, that's the cool added bonus. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, there's only one problem with this mod. It has a horrendous frame drop, if I'm being honest. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's just my computer, I have no clue, but it just does it on my computer. I like that for some of the bosses who have projectiles, you can actually see where they're coming down. For this boss, for Act 1 Ice Cap Zone, it shows you where he's throwing the ice down, so that's a neat thing that wasn't in Sonic 3 before, so, you know, I gotta note that. Also, if you guys are curious right now, I have the original music from Sonic 3 and not the Origins music, because that's what Sonic 3 Air does. When Sonic collects 100 rings, he'll say "alright," which I think is a voice line from another game, but I'm not 100% sure. You know, it could just be new. But it is a nice little add-on. I don't know if I prefer the 1-up jingle or the "alright," but they're both good. Knuckles even has new sprites, which I think he only uses them in the Sonic run because you don't see them in the main home screen or anything like that. And Tails doesn't have any new sprites at all. It's only Sonic, I think, and maybe Knuckles. And also, I forgot to say this before, but if you guys want to go check this mod out, links will be in the description, you know, because it's cool. You should probably check it out. Oh, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's actually different boss tracks for this mod. It's the only 2 tracks that are actually changed in this mod. So, I thought that was a cool thing to point out. But Sonic sprites just look like... they look so good. It feels like... it just feels like Sonic. It feels fast and a little bit extra. Like the spinning, you can see Sonic's shoes inside them, and it actually looks like he's forming into a ball. And I just hop into Doomsday Zone to show how cool. The Sonic sprite is really cool. It's got this, the arrows are really, like, you can really see them on this one. And you can see the after image in the background. Looks really cool. Honestly, I'd rather it be, like, 2 after images behind them, but I'm not complaining. The only thing I really like about this, about what this does to this, the final boss's Doomsday Zone, whatever you want to call it, this zone, is that it just kind of adds this epicness of, like, when Eggman comes in, it's like, oh no, you're in danger and trouble and stuff. And Eggman's kind of supposed to be threatening in these games, although he hasn't really proved that. And yeah, they got the neat. It tells you what the boss is called, which I didn't even know the names of these bosses. I think they all have. I know the enemies all have names. And we got like the Death Egg Robot MK2, the final escape human. I actually, speaking of Death Egg Robot MK2, I didn't even notice that was a Death Egg Robot. And it just plays out like the normal Sonic game, and there's nothing super big other than the Sonic sprites and those cool like transitions for the boss fights. And I think they really add a new layer to the little black things that make it look like a movie, like the borders close in a little bit. When I played this, I didn't even notice that. And I waited all the way through the credits for you guys for a nice, Sonic's got a pose at the end of this, which is cool. And, like, it looks really good. But, yeah, that'll be the end of this episode. If you guys want to see more, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn those notifications on so you never miss a new video. And I'll see you on the next episode.